She is strong-willed. She is sort of a feminist and born in the wrong time. You know, I mean, she's not Eloise in that sense, of being outspoken, but she's determined, and she, you know, she really wants to find love, and how she go about, she has to conform to sort of do that. But it was such a joy. I think what I love as well about the character was being able to portray that, her finding her sexuality, you know, and there's a few scenes that are just, that really portray that and show that. I mean, there's one scene in when Daphne turns up with the prince and they're in the boxing match. I think this is a spoiler, so I probably shouldn't be saying this actually, but it very much does convey the female gaze, and that was so important to me. And just discover that, you know, that sexual journey. I think the intimacy scenes are really important for that discovery. She's been completely not told anything about what, she's in the dark about all of this. You know, these women would marry and they'd have no idea how to make a baby or what sex was. So having to discover that with her is fascinating, and was such a joy to play. So much fun, and so much fun to explore all those different emotions between the two of them. We did a lot of rehearsal, like dance rehearsals, before we started filming, and I think that's was really helpful and informative in how we eventually performed the scenes, because there's a lot of push and pull that comes with dancing, and there's a lot of trust that you need, and we sort of use that, I think, a lot in some of the scenes of that sort of feeling of trust, and not being sure if the other person is feeling the same way, and all the anxieties that come with a new love. I really like that aspect as well, and I think what is obviously very prevalent is that there really is a connection between them, and you just, as an audience, you see it, but you really just want them to see it as well. Oh, he does. You know, I remember meeting him for the first time for our chemistry test, as it were. And I was like, wow. I mean, he just is, firstly, is Simon Bassett, the description of Simon Bassett, this, you know, tall, dark, brooding, handsome. So yeah, he ticks all the boxes, and he's a lovely man as well. So. Yeah, I mean, we had an amazing intimacy coordinator, which is a relatively new thing to the industry, and it really helped us both just feel really comfortable. Everything is blocked so, you know, specifically and intricately, and we knew exactly what we were doing in every scene. So that really, really helped us. So by the time we got on set, we could just sort of, you know, do our thing and know that we were both safe, and neither of us felt, you know, uncomfortable. And so yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great, and we were able to do it with the help of, I mean, firstly, the stories are so rich, and obviously it's all there on the page, and then it was just bringing it to life. And we had an incredible choreographer, Jack Murphy, who sort of helped to choreograph, or did choreograph the dance sequences throughout the show, which was sort of our starting point. When me and Regé sort of came together and started rehearsing for the first time, that was where we were thrown into. So that was where we built a lot of that, you know, we really found our footing in that sense. So it was really helpful to find that chemistry. And we spent, I mean, so much time together rehearsing. So by the time we eventually got to set, we were good to go. Yeah, I actually had to sort of give them a warning, and then I had to be there when they watched it. They couldn't watch it without me in the room, so I could have the remote ready to fast forward all the moments. And there were some moments where they were like, "Oh no, you're turn it off," and my brother was really cringe about it. I'd be like, "No, this bit's safe. It's safe. This bit's not safe." In some ways, I think, you know, the aspect of Lady Whistledown and this anonymous voice that we hear, which is the wonderful Julie Andrews, of course. I think there definitely is that aspect, and the fact that they're following sort of these young people's lives in their coming of age, and watching them, you know, get into all sorts of trouble and all sorts of different love affairs going on. So yeah, there's definitely an aspect, an element of Gossip Girl. But I definitely think it's very much its own world, isn't it? It's like nothing I've ever seen before. It's a sort of Regency in a whole new light, I think. From a female perspective, I still think there's a lot of pressure put on women. I think that's something that's never really gone away. So yeah, I do feel a lot of pressure, and I definitely use that with Daphne. You know, I think this whole, I talk about sort of the Instagram of the thing of, you know, displaying a certain person on social media, and then behind the scenes, you know, there's a whole different feeling going on. It's that thing of presenting one side of yourself and holding the other side back that I think can be quite anxiety inducing. So yeah, definitely. But I think, as Regé says, you evolve as a human being, as Daphne does, as her journey does, and you realize that that all that matters is the people around you, the people that are close to you and that know you, and the rest is all, yeah, it's all chat in your own head. I think it's just juicy escapism that we all sort of need at this weird time in the world. And you know, it's as you said, it's sort of Gossip Girl meets Regency, and all these elements of just it's fun and witty and light. And I think the love story that goes through it is also something people are really enjoying. So yeah, I mean, all of those things, and Sean, the world that they've created, this amazing sort of reimagined world, which is so incredible, it all makes for this show that I think none of us really expected to be, you know, this big. So I think it's quite exciting and strange for both of us.